You hear about Python all the time, but what's the secret sauce that makes it so incredibly powerful? Well, it's all about its massive universe of libraries. Think of them as specialized toolkits that let you build just about anything. Today, we're taking a grand tour of the most important ones. Let's get into it. So, you know Python is a big deal, but what do people actually do with it? From the artificial intelligence running on your phone to the websites you scroll through every single day, the real magic comes from its ecosystem of libraries, basically pre-built code that gives developers a massive head start on any project you can imagine. All right, so here's our game plan. We're going to journey through 5 different worlds of Python development. We'll start with the brains behind modern AI, and we'll finish up with the fun stuff, the creative tools that bring games and graphics to life. First up, the big one, artificial intelligence. And look, in this space, Python isn't just another language. It's pretty much the dominant force. It's the engine behind some of the most advanced tech we use every single day. And this technology has become really personal, hasn't it? When your phone unlocks just by looking at it, or your smart speaker actually gets what you're asking, yeah, that's Python libraries doing all the heavy lifting behind the scenes. Now, in the world of deep learning, you've got 2 absolute giants, TensorFlow and PyTorch. TensorFlow is kind of the industrial powerhouse. It's got a steep learning curve for sure, but it's incredibly powerful and built to scale. PyTorch, on the other hand, is often seen as more user-friendly, more Pythonic. It lets you build and tweak things layer by layer, which is why a lot of researchers love it. But not all machine learning is deep learning. For a whole range of other tasks, there's scikit-learn. Think of it as the go-to specialist for all the classic machine learning stuff, everything that isn't about building those massive, complex neural networks. This is where it gets really cool. This is how Python literally gives computers the ability to see. And OpenCV, that's Open Computer Vision, is so much more than just recognizing a face in a photo. We're talking about real-time object tracking in videos, augmented reality apps, hand tracking, and even the vision systems that guide actual robots. So, if AI is the brain, what fuels it? Data. Data is the lifeblood. And when it comes to data science, Python is the undisputed king. It offers this incredible suite of tools to take raw, messy information and turn it into powerful, meaningful insights. So the typical workflow for a data scientist using Python usually goes something like this. It all starts with NumPy, which is amazing for creating these high-performance containers to hold all the raw numbers. Then Pandas steps in to organize that data into these neat, intuitive tables called data frames, which makes cleaning and shaping the data so much easier. And finally, you use something like Matplotlib to visualize it all, turning those tables of numbers into charts and graphs where you can actually spot the trends. And for the really heavy math, Python has 2 absolute powerhouses. You've got SymPy, which is basically a calculator on steroids. It's perfect for symbolic math, the kind of algebra and calculus you do with a pen and paper. Then you have SciPy, which is like NumPy on steroids, and it's built for seriously intense numerical calculations and advanced statistics. But these days, data visualization is way more than just static charts. Libraries like Plotly and Bokeh let you create these stunning, interactive graphs that live right in your web browser. You can zoom in, pan around, and hover over things to dig for deeper insights. I mean, it is a complete game changer for everything from tracking stocks to scientific research. All right, let's switch gears a bit. We've seen how Python thinks and how it analyzes data. Now, let's talk about how it actually builds the websites and applications that we use every single day. When you're building a website with Python, you generally have 2 main choices, Django and Flask. Django is the batteries included framework. It gives you pretty much everything you need right out of the box, which is perfect for big, complex websites. Flask is what's called a micro framework. It's super minimalistic and flexible, making it a great choice for smaller projects, APIs, or when you just want total control over every little piece. So what if you need to pull data from a website? Well, Python has a whole ladder of tools for that. You can start simple with something like Beautiful Soup, which is great for just pulling basic text and links. Then you can climb up to Selenium, which can actually automate a web browser to interact with really dynamic sites like Instagram. And at the very top, you've got Scrapy, which is a full-blown framework for building industrial-strength web crawling bots. Now, behind every great application is a way to store and share data.
For databases, a tool called Alchemy acts like a universal translator, letting your Python code speak fluently to almost any database system out there. And for getting different programs to talk to each other, Fast API is amazing for building lightning-fast APIs. Those are the digital messengers that let applications trade information back and forth.
Okay, for our next section, we're diving into some more specialized territory. How Python understands human language and how it actually presents itself to us through graphical user interfaces. You know, the windows and buttons we click on.
To teach a computer to understand human language, developers often turn to NLTK or spaCy. NLTK is kind of the academic workhorse. It's fantastic for research and experimenting with different language concepts. But spaCy is the production-ready powerhouse. It's optimized for speed and accuracy, which makes it the top choice for building commercial-grade chatbots or translation tools. Now for a concept that sounds a little tricky but is super useful: serialization. Python's Pickle module handles this, and honestly, the Lego analogy here explains it perfectly. Imagine you build this awesome complex Lego spaceship. Serialization is like taking photos and writing down step-by-step assembly instructions for it. Then you can pack those instructions in a box and send it anywhere. And anyone with that box can follow your instructions and rebuild the exact same spaceship. That rebuilding process, that's deserialization. It's a way to save and recreate complex objects in your code. And what about building the actual interface that users see? Python has a tool for every job. You've got tkinter, which is built in and great for whipping up simple, quick desktop tools. Then there's Kivy, which is designed for modern, multi-touch applications on mobile devices. And for building really robust, professional desktop apps that need to run everywhere, Windows, Mac, and Linux, PyQt is the industrial strength solution. All right, for our final section, let's have some fun. Because Python isn't just for serious business and data crunching. It's also a fantastic tool for pure creativity, used to build games, art, and all sorts of cool graphics. Python's creative toolbox is actually really diverse. Pygame is the classic go-to for anyone wanting to build their own 2D indie game. If you need a bit more power for 2D and 3D graphics, Pyglet is a great option. VPython makes it shockingly easy to create 3D physics simulations. And for a really fun and simple entry into making art with code, the Turtle library lets you draw these incredible, complex shapes with just a few lines of code. Oh, and we have to give a quick shout out to Pillow. It's the essential go-to library for doing any kind of image manipulation in Python. You can use it to edit photos, apply filters, resize images. You can even use it to prep images for a machine learning model. It's just incredibly versatile. So when you take a step back and look at the whole picture, the sheer breadth of the Python ecosystem is, well, it's staggering. Whether it's the AI that powers your devices, the data analysis that drives entire industries, or just the fun games you play on your computer, there's a really good chance a Python library is working hard somewhere in there. We've just toured the entire workshop. We've seen all the incredible tools sitting on the shelf. So the only question that's left is probably the most important one of all. Now that you've seen what's possible, what problem are